Is Ben Solo returning to Star Wars? If you haven't heard by now, Lucasfilm has announced that they're working on 3 brand new Star Wars films that will span the length and the girth of the Star Wars timeline. And the one that has a lot of Star Wars fans buzzing right now is the post-Episode 9 movie featuring Daisy Ridley's Rey. Because a big question circulating around this movie is, are we going to see any other sequel trilogy characters join her? Most notably, Ben Solo. Luckily, I do have some connections with people at Lucasfilm, and they were able to share just a tiny bit of information as to whether or not we may see Ben Solo return in this movie, either as a Force ghost or even just as a flashback. So I'm really excited to share with you guys what they were able to share with me. Alright, so I have the video that Lucasfilm sent me pulled up. I'm just going to play it, and we're going to see what they have to say about Ben Solo potentially returning.
Your face so pretty to me, makeup ain't made. Your face so pretty to me, makeup can make it. But I think that I'm done tripping, I'm tripping.
Alright, okay. So is Ben Solo returning to Star Wars? I don't know, and I regret that I ever asked. Now, do I think it's possible that he could return in this new movie? Honestly, no. You see, Star Wars is a franchise that respects the fragility of life, and a character's death is meant to impact us in such a profound way and remind us of our own mortality. So to bring back a character that has passed away, it just lessens the significance of their character arc. But if Lucasfilm does decide to bring back baby boy Ben Solo, they got a few options. Option 1, the world between worlds. That funky little place that transcends space and time that was introduced to us in Rebels, and hopefully we see more of in the Ahsoka show. There we saw Ezra Bridger reach into a point in the past to save Ahsoka Tano from Darth Vader. So maybe it's possible that Rey gets to explore the world between worlds and reach into a point in the past before Ben Solo gets chucked off a cliff and fades away shortly thereafter. Or another option, just explore the whole Force dyad concept you introduced in the last movie. Because in The Rise of Skywalker, we're introduced to this novel concept of a Force dyad, and are told that Ben and Rey are essentially one and the same in the Force. So at the end of the movie, when Ben resurrects Rey with the Force, it's very possible he could just live on inside of her as part of her subconscious or something. And we know that some of the ancient Sith would transfer their essence into physical objects using the Force, so why wouldn't Ben be able to do the same? Let's go! Now, regardless of whether or not Ben Solo gets to make a comeback, I'm just happy that Lucasfilm finally has a plan for some more Star Wars movies. Because it's been 4 years since we last got to sit in a theater and watch a Star Wars, and we're not getting any younger, darn it. But that's all I have to say on this topic. Let me know your thoughts on whether or not you're excited for this new Daisy Ridley Star Wars movie, and if you want to see Ben Solo come back for it. Alright, how do I end this video? Are you guys just supposed to click out, or do I have to do something?